Okay, so here we go. My first ever solo backpacking and camping experience. Yep, just me, my gear, and nature for the night. And what better way to do it than Castle Lake and Heart Lake near Mount Shasta. It was also my birthday, so this was one for the memory books. Let me just start out by saying I was super excited to finally test out all my gear I've been buying. Yes, I've been planning a camping trip since the beginning of the year, and this was the perfect chance to put it all in good use. One night in the wild sounds like a perfect intro to solo backpacking, right? So the drive up from Sacramento was not bad at all. Once I passed Redding, the excitement started to gather because it started to become more scenic and beautiful overall. And boom, Castle Lake. The spot is really beautiful, but we're not staying here. Oh no, the goal is Heart Lake, a short steep hike up from here. Luckily, it's only about a mile, so I figured, hey, how hard could it be? So the parking lot is right in front of Castle Lake, so it was super easy to find the trailhead. No getting lost before we even start, always a plus. I got out of the car and saw people swimming, paddleboarding, living their best lives. I didn't bring my paddleboard, but now I wish I had. Definitely would have been perfect for a morning paddle session tomorrow. Fun fact, hiking solo gives you a lot of time to think, like, am I really ready for solo camping? And wait, did I pack enough snacks? But honestly, this trail was so gorgeous, it's hard to feel nervous. Plus, I had cell service the whole time, so I didn't feel too alone. I'd also be lying if I said the hike wasn't a bit of a challenge, but every time I stopped to take a break, I was like, whoa, look at this view. It makes you forget how out of breath you really are. Well, almost. And another pro tip, take your time on this hike. It's steep, but totally worth it. Plus, breaks are a good excuse to snack, hydrate, and soak in the fresh air. Within an hour, you arrive to Heart Lake. And let me tell you, this view is worth every bit of sweat. I mean, look at it. Mount Shasta looming in the distance, the lake below me, and it's just so peaceful up here. So I wandered around to find the perfect campsite, and guess what? I found the jackpot. A spot on the edge of the mountain, looking down at Castle Lake and Mount Shasta overhead. I'm pretty sure others camped here too because it was just too perfect. Alright, moment of truth, time to test out the gear. Luckily, everything I packed was super easy to set up and no disaster yet. I felt pretty legit just setting up the tent for the first time out here. The feeling of, I got this, was pretty strong. As the sun started setting, I just sat back and soaked it all in because the views only got better. The peace and quiet out here was so unreal. Watching the sun slowly dip behind Mount Shasta was a whole mood. Nature, you're really out here showing it off today. Then, when it got dark and the stars came out, I was just reflecting and thinking how awesome this was. I'm telling you, I've never seen so many stars in my life. I even saw a shooting star. Happy birthday to me, right? Even though it was my first solo camping experience, I didn't feel too alone thanks to that cell service. But honestly, it was such a vibe just sitting at the top of the mountain with all those stars overhead. Definitely made this birthday one to remember. I'm a big fan of stargazing and this place delivered. If you never camped under a sky like this, you're missing out. Seriously, if I had my way, I'd sleep outside to stare at these stars all night. So I woke up in the middle of the night, not because of any weird noises, but because the moon came out and lit up the entire sky. It was like someone flipped the switch. Just when I thought the night couldn't get any more beautiful, the moon stepped up and said, hey, it's my time to shine. It was so unreal. Next morning, I woke up feeling like a champ. The gear held up, no wild animal encounters, thank goodness, and the hike back down was smooth. One night out here, but it felt so much more. And just like that, we're heading back down to Castle Lake. It was a perfect little birthday adventure, and I can't wait to come back for round 2. Maybe with a couple of friends next time. We'll see. Alright, that's a wrap. First solo trip, check. Castle Lake to Heart Lake did not disappoint. Thanks for tagging along with me, and hey, if you're thinking about trying solo camping, just do it. It's worth every second. If you also want to know what equipment I used, tent, backpack, sleeping bag, I'll be making a video next week. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you like this content, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more adventures. Catch you later.